corner, wearing red trunks with white stripes, the heavyweight champion of the world, Big George Foreman.
Rumble in the jungle, Ali, rumble in the jungle.
Hi everybody, here we are at the O2 in London to be a fantastic show exhibition of that guy, if you see him in the far background there, Muhammad Ali, the boxer, about the greatest fantastic thing. I've been so excited about it. I've got everything. I went and got my mug, t-shirt, I got the greatest. But what I thought I'd talk about really is what made him the greatest, and I think there was like 4 things that made him really great. The first thing was he was values driven. And you probably hear this in companies all the time, don't you, about we need to be values driven and what's important. But Ali famously said, I ain't got no quarrel with the Viet Cong and I refused to fight in Vietnam. And he stood up for what was most important to him. And he was banned from boxing, he was fined $10,000, nearly went to prison, probably lost the best 3 years of his career. But the deal about values is they're non-negotiable. So I can guarantee a lot of companies, a lot of players go to Heathrow, by the way, I don't know if they're values driven, probably driven by fuel. There's a big one. So a lot of companies, perhaps even Virgin, if that's Virgin, have values, but I don't even live up to them. So, you know, I know companies, a lot of companies have values like respect, don't they? Respect for the individual, but it's no good respecting somebody on a Monday morning and not a Friday afternoon. So the first thing, the first action you need to take is answer the magic question. I guarantee if you ask your clients this question, it will triple your income. And here it is, what is most important? So if it was a values question, it's what is most important to you. If you were working with somebody as a consultant like I do, if we were to do this training, if we were to do this thing, what's most important to you? And then you might need to also ask them why. And whatever they say is a key value. You've probably heard a book, Good to Great, and Good to Great says how do you get from being a good company to being a great company. And basically it says, first of all, make sure you've got the right people on the bus. In other words, they share the same values and they're in the right seat. And you know, sometimes you might need to stop the bus and say, you're not going to go on this journey anymore if you can't live these values. So that's point 1, that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about your values. Do you know what's most important to you? Do you live your life around your values? Do you make your decision around your values? Just like Ali did. That was the first lesson, for round 1 if you like, ding ding, from Muhammad Ali. What's the second lesson from the greatest then we can learn here at the O2? The second lesson is you need to be future focused. Ali called it future history. Famously, fight the fight in his head before he had the fight, so he could do the outcome. You know, could say, Archibald, you're going in round 4, and that's what would happen. Now, seemingly, in the 19 fights in which Ali predicted the outcome, 17 happened like he said they would, which is brilliant, isn't it? Of course, the negative people go, what about the 2 he lost? Well, the thing is, Ali's answer was they just had a better future history than me. In the exhibition, there's a bit when he fought Leon Spinks and admits he wasn't both physically or mentally prepared. So you need to think about the future. In other words, what will success look like 5 years from now? And you vividly imagined it. What's the third thing? You need to have a real sense of purpose. Every successful person I've met, every successful company that I work with has a real sense of purpose or mission in life. Ali probably had the best mission statement of all time. You probably know it, it's on the cup. I am the greatest. Notice he didn't say one day I'll be quite good. It's my observation that most organisations don't know why they exist. You say, well, why do you exist? And they say, to increase shareholder value. That's just an outcome, isn't it? Why do companies exist? Talking about Virgin Airlines going over to Heathrow busily today. When Branson first went in the airline business, people said to him, I don't understand, how come you're doing this? Because you know nothing about the airline business. And he said, well, that's okay, because we're not in the airline business. We're in the entertainment business, just at 30,000 feet. So do you really know why your company exists? What makes you special? But why do you exist, more importantly? So you may have said, well, Ali's goal was to be, you know, 3 times champion of the world. But I think it was more than that. There's a great clip where, they've got it in there, where Ali's going to the ring. I think it was the 3rd Ali Frazier fight, probably the Thriller in Manila. Quite good at marketing, wasn't he, Ali? And as he's getting to the ring, probably the biggest worldwide audience then for any sporting event ever at that time. And probably a lot of planes flying in as well to go see that fight. And Ali was sort of cornered by a cameraman and a reporter, and stuck the camera right in his face like that and said, Mohammed, how do you justify fighting when he says against religion? And he sort of thrusts the reporter aside and looks right down the lens of the camera and he says, the reason that I want to be heavyweight champion of the world, the reason I want this face to be more famous than the faces of the Beatles, more famous than the face of Mao Zedong, more famous than the face of Che Guevara, is they have a message. It's a message I tell my children and my children's friends. And here's a message for the children of the world. Don't fight, learn to read. Don't fight, get an education. Don't fight, learn to read. Now I'm going to go whoop his ass. So I think Ali always had a bigger sense of purpose, and we need a bigger sense of purpose to get out of bed in the morning. You've probably seen him, his condition now. Some people feel sorry for him. I'm a big fan, as you can probably tell. That's why I'm here, buying loads of merchandise and visiting the hotel while I'm at it. And, you know, I used to feel sorry for him until his interview not so long ago, and somebody said, what do you say to all your fans worldwide, Mohammed, who feel sorry for you? And he said, well, I don't feel sorry for me, so you shouldn't. I just have a bigger, different purpose now. I don't know, something small like world peace. So you need to think about what's most important to you. What's your values? That's the first point. Write them down, take action on it. What's your vision? Have you thought about the plan? Your vision's already 2 minutes out of date from me starting this video, right? Clearly see it in your head, create it in real life. Because you can't just do it in your head, you know, The Secret and all that. Sit in a room and manifest it. Bollocks, right? You need to take action as well. So Ali also said, the fight is won behind the lines. The fight is won away from witnesses. The fight is won out there on the road and in the gym long before I dance under those lights. So train for it in the sparring ring as well as in his head. So should you, if you can make your vision come true. So you need values in your vision, you need a real sense of purpose, common purpose, feel like we're in it together. And lastly, you need some really stretching goals. You've all heard of SMART goals. I bloody hate SMART goals, right? Stop and think about a hero of yours, right? So I'm talking about this man here, right? Ali. But it was one of your heroes. Just stop and think, or heroines. Might be somebody in sport, might be somebody in business, might even be somebody in politics, might be somebody in the arts. Just stop and think of that person right now. When did they ever think in terms of achievable and realistic? So why do you? Did Ali ever think in terms of achievable and realistic? So why do you? Did Mother Teresa ever think in terms of achievable and realistic? So why do you? Did Nelson Mandela ever think in terms of achievable and realistic? So why do you? Does Bill Gates? Does Richard Branson? So I'm going to finally and finish off by suggesting 2 different words for the A and the R. Why don't you, just like Muhammad Ali, set yourself some awesome and ridiculous goals that'll stretch you? See, have some achievable realistic ones, but with achievable and realistic, it's kind of looking through the rear view mirror of the car at life and going, this is what we did last year, so if we did 10 last year, we could do 12 this year. And that's based on your know-how, K-N-O-W, you know how to do it. Whereas awesome, ridiculous goals are like looking at the future, right, over there, right? And because you've never done anything like that before, you've drawn a line in the sand and said, do you know what? I have know-how. I have know-how to achieve this goal. N-O, no. But guess what? I have a massive reason why, just like Ali did, to do it, and I have a date. So that's how you can be the greatest. Cheers.